Oh, welcome back. Today we're going to be answering more questions from you. If you have not seen any of our previous videos, don't forget to scroll through the channel. Hello. All right, so let's jump into it. What questions did I get via email? Remember the last time I was like, I had more questions, but we're only going to do 3. But today we're going to do 4. We're going to do person A, person B, person C, and person D. A, B, C, D. All right, let's get into it. So the first question is from person A, and feel free to chime in the comments below. I want to know what you think. I'm going to give my personal opinion, my advice again, and it's an advice. You're free to chime in too. And again, if you're watching this, if this is your question, I'm not going to name any names. I'm not a psychologist. If you need a psychologist or professional help, do seek it. Okay. All right, let's dive into it. So the first question is from person A. We love each other, but want completely different futures. Kids, careers, where to live. Is love ever enough to make that work? The simple, no. Okay, no. You're not equally yoked. And when I say equally yoked means you do not want the same thing. After a while, love is going to start fading into the background. Doesn't mean you don't still love each other. It's just not going to be enough to carry the weight of your differences. And when I say the weight of your differences, I want no kids. I want 10 kids. I want to live in Milwaukee. I want to live in California. Somebody's going to end up being very unhappy because somebody's going to need to compromise and do what they don't want to do. So will love be enough? No, because once you start having those differences, when you're not equally yoked, you don't have the same views in life. Hell, I feel like couples should have the same hobby. Like if we don't share the same interests, I feel like eventually you're going to get bored with each other. And then love will not be enough. And maybe the only time you guys get along is, in the other room. Okay. And that shouldn't be the case. You should enjoy each other inside and outside of your home. So if you do not share the same career, worldviews, even I've seen people break up because of political views. Okay. So these things are very, very important. If you're not equally yoked, I don't think you should be getting yourself involved in a relationship with each other. That is my straightforward advice. If you're watching this, you want to chime in, please do so in the comments below. Do you think love is going to be enough for this couple? I say no, hard no. All right. So we're going to move on to person B. Okay. This one is actually, I'm on this table now and I'm going to answer it as honestly as possible. Is staying friends with your ex a sign of maturity or a red flag? I'm going to say that if it's a red flag, then I'm a big old banner because I have exes that I am still very good friends with and there's nothing going on. There's as platonic as can be. And I believe there are a lot of people that fall under that category as well. Hear me out. Hear me out. Intention matters. I feel like if somebody's going to cheat on you, it's going to be with it doesn't have to be their ex. It could be with anybody. Okay. And the way somebody respects their relationship matters too. If I am in a committed relationship, it doesn't matter if I have 10 exes that I'm friends with. I'm not looking over there because I have chosen you and I have committed to you. And that is what it's going to be. Okay. So I don't even think, if I'm the type of person that, doesn't care, like, oh, I'm in a relationship, even my ex doesn't matter. It could be a random guy, right? So this is how I see things. I have exes that we're still very close friends. We've been friends for decades, but we dated maybe in our I'm not going to tell you early. So my age. Oh, look at you. No, it's not a big deal. But maybe we dated high school, whatever, like out of high school, whatever. And we stayed friends. I have an ex that I'm, oh, how are your kids? Oh, Auntie Toni. You know what I mean? So that happens and I don't look at them like that anymore. So it's very possible that you can date somebody and when that relationship is done, you're not even attracted to them. And does that happen to you? That happens to me. Like if I date someone, like my ex, like that people know that's her, she was with this person. I see him and I feel no attraction. None. So I know it's possible to have an ex that you're no longer attracted to. You're like, oh, hey, brother. Because some people date and then it doesn't work out. It happens. Okay, doesn't mean you have to be enemies. And maybe you're better off as friends. So there are some people that you were actually better off as friends and you guys kind of just tried it out and it just, it just didn't work. Okay. So is it a red flag? It depends on the person. If it's somebody that, doesn't know how to set boundaries, is just like talking to their ex at 1 a.m. in the morning, hey boo, oh, my girlfriend's here. Oh yeah, I miss you too. Now that's a problem. Okay. You have to be able to set boundaries and you have to know what that relationship is about. Okay. If you agree or disagree with my little advice here, please let me know. I would like to hear your thoughts. Okay. So we're going to move on to person number 3. Hey, this one is very funny. All right. Should couples always split expenses 50-50, even if one person makes more money? So this is very delicate because I feel like this is also cultural. This is also how some people are brought up. If you ask an African woman, let's say a Nigerian, someone from Ghana, she'll tell you, she wouldn't even, like, you wouldn't even ask her because she knows the man takes care of the home financially, right? So it's not even an issue of who splits, Nigerian, and they don't entertain that. Same with certain cultures. They know, I've seen, I think it was Korea, where there was this TikTok that went viral, and she was like, what do I bring to the table? And she was talking about mortgage, he pays it, car notes, he pays vacation, he pays it, blah, blah. And then it showed her contribution was like 4 kids. Again, people can judge that all they want, but that is their culture. Maybe in their culture, the man takes care of the home financially, and that works for them. And I'll call myself like a semi-traditionalist because I believe that in a male female relationship in a home, these roles should be like very well defined. Like, this is what I do, this is what I do. I'm the nurturer, you're the financer. So it really all depends. For me personally, I'm not splitting nothing with you 50-50. If that's the case, I'm gonna be by myself. Thank you. All right, what do you think? Let me know in the comments what you think. Okay. All right, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. Don't argue. No arguments. No, none. All right. All right. So the next one. This is the last one. Person 4. This one's actually a little. This is easy. I'm gonna be very honest and straightforward with this person. Okay, this is very easy. This is very. We don't have to dive too deep into it. Okay, so I'm gonna read it to you. Person 4 says, why does it feel like I am the only one responsible for fixing problems in the relationship? And what does that say about us? That tells me that you care about the relationship more than your partner. If you're the one constantly fixing things, if you're the one constantly apologizing, if you're the one constantly trying to keep things together, that means you're more invested in this relationship than the other person. And that is a red flag. Okay. In a relationship, there should be synergy. Both partners should feel good about being there. When you start feeling this heavy weight of, why am I here? Am I doing too much? Am I, like, you know what I mean? Like, all your, those bubbling in your stomach, like, this doesn't feel right. You need to start listening to that and addressing it. Never be scared of being left. A lot of people will not address certain things in their relationship because they're scared of being left. And never be scared of being left, because guess what? What is the worst that could happen? You're going to feel yucky for a little bit and then you're going to feel better. But then you're not going to continue the cycle of just, why am I here? Done. You're done with it. Either you address it and it gets fixed, or you address it and you guys split. Those are 2 outcomes, right? So if you feel you're the only one that fixes things, that tells me that you are emotionally invested in this relationship more than the other person. And that is not a good sign. That is actually a really bad sign. That means either they don't care as much as you do, or they're just, with you because I feel like it, and they're just not that into you. Okay. All right. I hope I have answered questions. If you have any questions, I like answering questions. The next video is not going to be question and answers, but I will do another Q&A. The next one, we're going to pick a topic. Okay. But let me circle back to the last topic that we had, which was not the last one about single mothers. I got a lot of reaction to the shorts that I posted, asking these questions. And a lot of it came from men. A lot of them were single mother bad, and I don't like that. So I'm gonna have a guest with me, and we're gonna hash it out. We're gonna sit here and we're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna read some of the comments. We're gonna read some of the comments, and you're gonna kind of discuss some of these comments to see, why do people feel this way? Like the parent that stepped up is the bad guy, and the parent that didn't step up, that abandoned their kids, good. No consequences. Why? Where did that mentality come from? Where is it coming from? My friend says, "Oh, they're not people that think that way are not men. They're just children. They're just boys." I was like, "No, this is a big problem. We can't just chuck it up to they're not mature. There's something going on there." All right, so we're gonna talk about that. I think we're gonna do that next video. Okay, we're gonna do that next video. I'm gonna have a guest with me, and we're gonna hash it out. If you have not subscribed yet, don't forget to subscribe. I'm enjoying this, and don't forget, if you have not checked out my other channel, Toni Payne Wildlife, my nature channel where I talk to all the birds, I do, and I go birding and I go animal hunting. I tell you facts about animals. Do check it out and do subscribe to that as well. These are my two channels on YouTube. Don't forget to follow me, check out my website, check out what I'm about, and blah, 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 blah. And then most especially, have an amazing and blessed rest of the day. And thank you for watching. Bye.